They are watching you not because they admire you, but because they are calculating your moves. Manipulators do not look for strength. They look for softness, open wounds, and signs that you are seeking their approval. The very moment they sense hesitation in your voice or see guilt in your eyes, they strike. This world is not filled with fair fights. It is filled with psychological warfare that is hidden behind smiles, compliments, and fake concern. You were taught to be kind, honest, and open, but manipulators turn your kindness into a weapon, twist your honesty, and dig through your openness like vultures picking through a dead body. If you keep playing the good guy in a world of predators, you will keep getting eaten alive. Niccolo Machiavelli said that one who wishes to act entirely up to his profession of virtue soon meets with what destroys him. In other words, if you want to survive, you must understand the game. And if you want to dominate, you must learn to play it better than anyone else. This video is not a lecture, it is a manual for psychological warfare. It is a battle plan built on cold logic, sharp instincts, and ruthless clarity. You are about to learn how to spot manipulators in seconds, how to flip their power plays back on them, and how to walk through chaos with a calm that no one can read. From this point forward, you do not react, you calculate, you do not justify, you observe, you do not prove anything because power never begs. The mirror defense is what manipulators hate more than anything else. They hate their own reflection. They do not want to be seen. They want to see you. They rely on the illusion that they are smarter, more composed, and always in control. The second you reflect their behavior back to them, the game shatters. The mirror defense is simple. Stop reacting with your emotions and start reflecting behavior strategically. If they speak in riddles, respond with silence. If they push for answers, ask them the same question they just asked you. If they fake kindness to bait you in, match it coldly and calmly, but never make the emotional exchange deeper. You are not giving them anything new to work with. You are making them face themselves. Why does this work? Because manipulation depends on a lack of balance. They need to act, and they need you to respond. When you mirror them instead of engaging, the manipulator becomes unsure. They lose their advantage. They are no longer leading the dance. They are watching their own moves get thrown right back at them. In real life, this looks like a calm stare when someone tries to provoke you. It looks like a polite, "That is interesting. Why do you ask?" when someone digs for your weaknesses. By simply mirroring their tone and words back with controlled detachment, you are not fighting them. You are showing them their own mask. Most people cannot stand looking at it for long. Remember, the more they try to bend you, the more you become their mirror. Comment this below if you are done being predictable. The emotion vacuum is the next step. The manipulator's greatest weapon is not their words, it is your reaction. They test you with subtle digs, passive-aggressive smiles, or fake praise filled with hidden insults. The moment you flinch, defend yourself, or explain too much, they win because now you are inside the emotional cage they built for you. You are playing by their rules. But here is the kill shot. Remove emotion from the equation entirely. Become a vacuum. Be cold, silent, and unreadable. When you stop reacting, they lose control. The manipulator does not know what move to make when the board goes still. Your silence becomes a mirror they cannot stand. Your neutrality becomes a fog they cannot navigate. When someone tries to provoke you, give them nothing. Not anger, not a smile, not even confusion. Just give them eye contact and stillness. If they make a joke at your expense, do not laugh. Do not correct them. Let the silence grow. Let them feel the discomfort of their own game failing. This is not about being numb. It is about being in command. Showing emotion is not your enemy, but showing emotion in public is. In private, you feel everything. But in front of a manipulator, you feel nothing because emotion is data. And you do not give data to the enemy. Strategic delay is the third tactic. Manipulators thrive on urgency. They pressure you to answer fast, decide quickly, and react immediately. Why? Because speed kills thinking. When you are moving fast, you do not see the trap until you are already in it. This is where you break their rhythm with one of the most underrated power plays. Delay. This is the art of not responding when they expect it. It is the strategy of slowing down time so they sit in their own uncertainty. Silence is not passive, it is surgical. Strategic delay gives you space to observe their intent, their patterns, and their desperation, and that desperation will always expose them. Let us make this real. Someone sends you a message filled with pressure. They ask if you can do something or say they need an answer right now. Most people rush to please. You wait hours, maybe even a full day. You create psychological space. The manipulator starts unraveling. They begin to second-guess their power. They might send a second text. They might soften their tone, or they might lash out, exposing their emotional instability. Either way, you win. Machiavelli understood the power of timing. He did not believe in reacting. He believed in striking when it served his strategy, not theirs. You are not here to be available. You are here to be effective. Strategic delay reclaims your time, your frame, and your authority. And it does not end with texts or calls. Use this tactic in person. When someone confronts you, do not respond immediately. Pause. Breathe. Let silence speak first. That moment of hesitation becomes unsettling. They will start to fill in the silence with their own fears and their own doubts. You are no longer on the defense. They are. You do not owe anyone instant access to your mind. A delayed response is not weakness. It is proof that you are thinking, calculating, and choosing when and if to respond on your own terms. This is how kings operate. This is how power speaks without raising its voice. Reward reversal is about the two tools manipulators use: praise and guilt. If they cannot pull you in with compliments, they will use guilt and obligation. Both are psychological levers. One pulls your ego, and the other pulls your conscience. If you respond to either, you are already under control. But here is the twist. Instead of resisting the reward, you flip it. You reverse the dynamic. You stop chasing validation and make them chase yours. This is called reward reversal. It is one of the coldest tactics in psychological warfare. Instead of rewarding their behavior with approval, attention, or agreement, you selectively withdraw. You remove the reward manipulators seek most, which is an emotional response. In doing so, you change the entire power structure of the interaction. Let us break this down. When someone flatters you excessively and says you are so good at this, or no one does it like you, they are trying to hook you with bait for your ego. Most people take it. They smile, say thank you, and feel like they must return the favor. But when you respond with indifference, a simple nod, or even better, a change of subject, you signal one thing. You show them you do not need their praise and that you already know your value. Now, look at guilt. This one is trickier because it wears the mask of being moral. They say things like, "After everything I have done for you," or ask if you really cannot help just this once. Here, the manipulator is tapping into your desire to be seen as good, noble, and loyal. But again, reward reversal comes into play. You shift the focus not by arguing but by staying emotionally flat. You simply say, "Not this time," and move on. You do not explain. You do not defend yourself because defending yourself against guilt only makes you look guilty. Here is the core. People are addicted to validation, especially manipulators. They thrive on being seen, heard, and obeyed. When you become the source of validation and then restrict it, they spiral. You control when it is given, how it is given, and most importantly, if it is given. A powerful real-life example is during a meeting when a manipulative coworker takes credit for your work. They expect you to either explode or shrink away. You do neither. Instead, you publicly compliment someone else on the team for their contribution, ignoring the manipulator completely. You have just executed reward reversal. You have denied them the reaction, denied them the spotlight, and redirected power to a place of your choosing. That is dominance without confrontation. Reward reversal makes you the one who sets the frame. You are not reacting to their script. You are writing your own. You do not fight for attention. You become the source others quietly want approval from. You create the game. They just play in it. Never forget that approval is power, and the one who can give it or take it away owns the room. Ambiguity armor is the next layer. Clarity makes you predictable, but ambiguity makes you dangerous. Manipulators study people like maps. They watch your patterns and listen for contradictions. They bait you with questions that seem innocent, asking what you are thinking or why you did not respond right away. But here is the truth. They want coordinates. The moment you give them clarity, you give them a target. Once they have those coordinates, they start plotting how to use you. That is why the most powerful weapon in psychological defense is not aggression. It is ambiguity, controlled vagueness, intentional silence, and the refusal to explain. When they cannot figure out where you stand, they cannot form a plan to push you off balance. You do not owe people access to your inner world, not your goals, not your insecurities, and not your next move. Manipulators thrive on the illusion of being close. They pretend to connect not because they care, but because they want information and an opening. But when you become unreadable, they become ineffective. You are no longer a chessboard. You are fog. You are not an opponent they can calculate. You are a question they cannot answer. Ambiguity armor begins with language. Stop giving absolute answers. Stop over-explaining. Speak in measured tones with intentional gaps. When asked what you want out of this, say you are still deciding. When asked where you stand on an issue, respond that it depends on how things evolve. When someone demands to know what is wrong, do not rant. Say you are processing. Keep it short, vague, and calm. They will press harder, which is normal, but your silence will make them louder, and the louder they get, the more exposed they become. Another layer is your physical presence. Watch your body language. Do not smile too much. Do not nod excessively. Do not lean in too much. When you reveal too much interest or approval through gestures, manipulators use that as leverage. Instead, give them stillness. Give them pauses. Let them wonder if they impressed you, annoyed you, or confused you. You are the enigma now, not the victim. And here is the Machiavellian twist. Ambiguity is not weakness, it is strategy. Machiavelli advised rulers to be both a lion and a fox. Use force and cunning. Force is what you do, but cunning is what you hide. When you are ambiguous, you are not indecisive. You are untouchable. You create doubt in their mind while staying fully in control of yours. You frustrate their attempts to analyze you or pin you down. Think about the power, dynamics this creates in conversation. When you say less, the other person reveals more. People hate psychological silence and rush to fill it. In doing so, they expose what they fear and what they want. In relationships, when you do not label everything and keep parts of your life private, you maintain leverage. One moment you are warm, the next you are unreadable. That contrast keeps people hooked and cautious because no one wants to lose what they do not fully understand. Mystery breeds value. Even in professional settings, ambiguity is power. The one who speaks last in a negotiation has the edge. In leadership, this becomes an advantage. You are not erratic. You are deliberate. You are not cold. You are calculating. You are not distant. You are disciplined. Ambiguity creates space. In that space, you gather data. You watch people reveal their hand before you ever lift yours. You become a psychological shadow, always present, but never obvious. So the next time someone demands clarity, pause. The next time you feel the urge to explain, resist it. The more they want to understand you, the more you hold back. Not out of fear, but out of control. In a world of loud performers, nothing is more powerful than a person no one can figure out. The exit threat is the final piece. A manipulator's power dies the second they believe you can walk away and actually mean it. Most people stay in the game too long. They argue, plead, and try to make sense of bad behavior, hoping to fix the situation. But manipulators thrive on that emotional attachment. They bet on your fear of losing the connection. They test how far they can push before you break. But when you stop clinging and stop explaining yourself, you become a psychological threat. The exit threat is not loud or dramatic. It is a quiet, confident possibility that you project. It says you are not tied to this, and you can leave just as easily as you stayed. That idea alone dismantles most manipulators, because they do not operate from true power. They operate from control through dependence. They trap you emotionally or socially. The thought of losing them feels like death to you, but the second you become detached, they panic. Detachment is terrifying to people who manipulate because it makes you unreadable. You are no longer reacting to their pressure or chasing their validation. You are just there, calm and willing to disappear at any moment without warning. That is unbreakable leverage. In a toxic relationship, the manipulator guilt trips you every time you try to be yourself. They say you do not care or that they are not a priority. The goal is to make you question your boundaries. But then one day, you do not respond with explanations. You do not argue or cry. You just say, "All right," and disappear for a few days. No calls and no texts. That silence burns. Not because you are trying to punish them, but because they feel powerless. The same silence they used to control you has now turned against them. Or take a workplace scenario where a colleague undermines you. Most people complain, but the cold strategist does not. You document everything, get your results, and build connections on the side. Then one day, you simply request a transfer or resign and walk into a better opportunity. You do not beg or warn. You vanish with your value. That is what the exit threat is. It is psychological oxygen control. You become the one who can pull the plug at any moment. But this only works if it is real. You must truly believe that you do not need anyone's approval. The threat of leaving only has weight if you are actually willing to walk. Project this through time control. Do not always be available. Do not always respond instantly. Let your absence be part of your presence. Use emotional discipline. When someone disrespects you, do not react or look wounded. Look calm and finished. Show them their behavior has no emotional pull on you anymore. Build your options in silence and build your escape routes in private. Machiavelli said it is safer to be feared than loved. You do not need to scream to be feared. Sometimes the most terrifying person is the one who quietly walks away with everything they built. This tactic is about making sure every connection in your life is chosen, not chained. It reveals who respects your boundaries. Some people only love you as long as they think you are theirs. Remove that assumption and watch their true self show. This will reshape every relationship you have. People respect what they believe they can lose. When you operate with quiet detachment, every manipulative game collapses. You are no longer playing to be accepted. You are walking in already whole. You are proving that you will protect your peace no matter what it costs.